Hello, myself Sunil R Nair. Here, basically, we are talking about one topic, that is currencies, and in currencies, basically, we are talking about one system, that is the climate change. Sorry, the one topic, that is ideas, basically, and in ideas, basically, we are talking about one topic, that is global warming error and the ideas. In this, basically, we are talking about few solutions, basically, that is basically the system change, basically. System change, basically, if you are doing the system change, basically, then it's going to affect, or basically it's going to create more problem, that basically you need to do. So for that, basically, you have to do research only, basically. For that, lots of people say that PhD 1 degree basically is created. PhD 1 degree basically is created. So from that PhD degree, basically, you can do the research, basically. So PhD is basically 1 degree, basically. On the base of degree, basically, you can create the system, basically. And system, basically, if you want to change, basically, then you need to understand, basically, why the system is created, basically. That is the first thing, basically, you need to understand. Then only, basically, you can change the system, no, basically. If you don't know, basically, why the change, for example, First World War was happened, basically, right? But the people who is going to start the Third World War, they should know, na, basically, why they have started the First World War, basically. They are not fool, basically, right? They will create the thing, and basically they only basically finish the thing, basically. The people, basically, that time, basically, were not fool, basically. So there might be some problem, basically, had happened, basically. That's why they basically started the first World War, basically. So why they started the First World War, that is basically the dangerous thing, basically, you should know, basically. Then only, basically, you can start the Third World War. Literally, we will start the Third World War, then basically there is no meaning, basically, of the starting the Third World War. First of all, you should know, basically, why the World War was started, basically. For that, few people says that basically the story was story basically connected here. Few people says that basically that much area, basically, we want to finish. That's why, basically, we have created that. We have created First World War. So lots of, basically, things are basically there. Few people says that basically the disease, basically, was connected. To break the chain of the disease, basically, the war was basically started. So many basic possibilities are basically there. Many possibilities are basically there. Lots of people says that the power system, basically, which is connected, that is connected with set of sequence, basically. And if you want to break that sequence, basically, system, basically, then you have to finish one city, basically, and you have to finish lots of cities also, basically. That also, basically, few people says, that's basically depend upon the situation, basically, because that time, basically, the blood cells count, basically, was might be 5 crore. Here, basically, now the blood cells count is 6 crore. So that time solution, basically, here, basically, is not going to work. That time solution, basically, here is not going to work, basically. So solution, basically, has to be according to the current environment only, basically. For example, one person told that basically education system, basically, is 20 percentage giving some problem, basically. So one person told that basically what actually problem, basically, what do you mean by problem, basically. Then he told that basically problem means global warming, basically. So one person told that global warming, basically, everybody knows that basically global warming is there, basically. Then what actually the global warming is? See, few people say, basically, says that basically the global warming is created by the human souls creation group, basically. They say that basically the human souls, basically, which is getting created in the environment, that basically is getting some effect, basically. Due to that, basically, lots of things, basically, need to change, basically. That type of thing also, basically, say that basically this is also, basically, one of the global warming name, basically, given. Few people says that the environment, basically, it's changing, so that's why the lots of rain, basically, is coming. Lots of rain, basically, are coming. Then basically one of the person told that basically it's artificial rain, basically. In this world, basically, there is no natural rain, basically, yet, basically, came. So that few people says that basically the rain, basically, is coming to create the land, basically. That for example, few people basically told that basically we have generated this all energy, basically, and earth planet in future, basically, is going to generate this all energy to the human, basically. So this all energy, basically, we have created in the environment, basically. So you can do that much rain basically. That is the ideas equal to rain basically. So ideas converts into the rain, and rain basically will get merged with the land basically. So that also things basically few people says that basically that is also converting into the global warming error basically. That basically is not properly getting converted. Due to that basically the lots of rain basically gets falls, and lots of basically flood also basically happens, because in environment basically the things basically which we want as per basically it's not getting created. So due to that basically the entire basically the energy is only basically gets flushed basically, that also converts into the flood basically. Few people says that also. So everybody says that basically it's a possibility, and possibilities there is no end of the possibility. One person told that basically one person is not getting the job, so another person told that basically we are sending the job to the we are sending the his resume to the companies basically, but companies basically are not accepting his resume basically. When the person is asked to do the company is telling basically we are basically passing to the technical department, sorry, we are basically passing to the sales department, but they are telling that basically we are not getting the sale, we will not get the sales from that particular employee. So when they contacted to the business development officer basically, then they told that basically yeah basically we are trying to find out basically from where we can get the business basically. His energy also basically we checked basically whether we can feed that particular person into certain level of energy, and we can create future business. For example, vegetable creation, oil creation, in that basically are also we are trying, but we are not able to get the match of the next level part basically. So that basically we are not finding. Due to that basically we are not able to give him job. Like this basically many possibility, and there is no end of possibility. Why? If you try to find out the possibility, there is no end basically. So like this few people basically says that basically we are basically trying to sort out the problem basically in city basically, then we are not able to sort out. Few people say that we tried lot basically, but we are not able to sort out. Then also basically few people like say like that basically say they say basically. So one person told that basically if we can change the system basically, education system basically, that would be okay basically. Then he told that try to basically sort out the system basically. Then what actually the education mean? Then basically the person basically asked. Then he told that when you read this book na basically, then you understand this whole thing basically. Then he told that, and when you understand this whole thing basically, you connect to certain level of energies basically. That understanding basically, that you need to change basically. So that connects to what basically? That connects to that only basically, that whatever things basically, for example I have taken one example, MBA books basically. As per you are reading the book basically, the education basically data are coming to your coming to your side basically, and the MBA basically data is getting generated in your body, and that is basically connecting to your body parts basically. So few people says that basically the people who reads the MBA and basically who basically gets this many percentage, their basically hand basically becomes very powerful basically. Few people says that basically when the percentage is basically up to this level, their leg basically become very powerful. Few people says that basically if the percentage is having up to this level, then basically their eye becomes very powerful basically. Like this basically there are lots of possibilities. There are lots of possibility. There are lots of possibility. So according to the percentage basically, the people basically say that basically the education system basically who created the system basically, they say that we can use his leg energy basically in business purpose basically. We can use his eye energy basically in business purpose. Reason, he basically connected to certain level of energy basically when he was reading the books, this that basically, that time basically connected to certain level of energy. So from that energy basically we can do the business basically. So these all are basically the system basically which connects to the education system basically. Education system basically connects to the professional system directly basically. In next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this, how basically the education system is connecting to the professional level life basically.